Hi, this is Ted Rogers on History by the Plate. We're making some nice Greek heroes tonight, and with the Greek heroes, of course, we're going to have a little bit of a lettuce bed in the sandwich. And so I've been doing a lot of vegetable prep, getting everything ready, from the cucumbers, the red onions, the tomatoes, and everything. And I got to the lettuce, and I realized there are some suggestions, there are some hints that can really make lettuce prep for you a lot easier. Now, if you're like me, what I used to do when I was prepping the lettuce is I would dutifully pull off a leaf that I wanted to use, wash it, throw it in the spinner, pull off the next leaf, wash it, throw it in the spinner, etc., etc., etc. And then I would tear each of the leaves individually. You don't need to do that. Here's a much easier way, especially if you're going to be using this in like the next 3 to 4 days. All you do, I don't want to lose that leaf, so what you do, take that and just cut the lettuce. This makes a nice prep. This is very fresh lettuce. Makes for a very easy prep. Then we're getting down to the core, so we don't want to cut the core, so there's the core. What we're going to do then is just take all of this I've transferred it to this basket. This is the basket for a spinner, but it could be a colander or whatever you want to use. And then I'm going to wash it in this basket. Then I'm going to, in this case, spin it dry, or you could shake it dry if you're using a colander. And then you have lettuce that is prepped that'll stay fresh for the next 3 to 4 days. So that makes it so much easier getting your salads prepped for the week. I hope this has been helpful. This is Ted Rogers on History by the Plate. Okay, it's been several days now and several meals since we did our easy lettuce prep. And the lettuce which is still left over, what we have left over, is still fresh and good in the fridge. So as long as you keep it refrigerated, it will keep for several days and save you a ton of time. Now, one of the things too that I'm not sure if it bothers you, but it's always bothered me, is that you have so many recipes that call for 1 tablespoon of good old tomato paste. However, this can contains a lot more than 1 tablespoon. And what are you going to do with it? You can't really exactly put the lid back on and put it in the fridge and expect it to stay fresh. But what you can do is this. You can take it, and I'm approximating a true tablespoon. I've spread out here just some plastic wrap. Shake that out. Okay. That's a generous tablespoon. And the result, the measurements aren't going to be perfect, but they're going to be very, very close. There we go. And then just continue on like this until you have used up the can. Now I'm using a tablespoon that you would have on the table as opposed to a tablespoon that you would use as a measuring spoon, because you want something where you can really kind of dig into the corners so you can get as much out as possible. And I've just about got that. So, very good. I'm just going to set this aside. You probably saw Sassy come in, our golden retriever puppy, who is an absolute delight. I'm going to take some more plastic wrap here. Of course, it always squidges up on me, so I'm unsquidging it. There we go. And I'm going to lay it on top like this. Tuck it down. Tuck that down. Press it in here. Press it in here. Press it in here. Starting to get the air out. Press it in here. Okay. And then I'm going to just simply fold it over, fold this over, fold it up, fold this over, and fold, fold, and just continue to roll it up. And this nice little package with several tablespoons now, I believe, I remember, if I recall correctly, 8 tablespoons of tomato paste is ready to go in the freezer. So whenever you need a tablespoon of tomato paste, all you have to do then is pull one of these out of the freezer, just take some scissors, cut that off, and you've got a tablespoon of tomato paste and 0 waste from that little can of tomato paste. So another little trick. I'm not going to say this is the perfect thing to do, but say if you're a college student on a very strict budget, or anybody on a very strict budget, this little can of tomato paste, well, if you take this and add, once you empty the tomato paste out of it, into a bowl, and add the rest of the can back up, fill that up with warm water, stir together, you have effectively 16 ounces of tomato sauce. Now, it's not the best quality tomato sauce in the world, but in a pinch, it will work. So, this week, what we've looked at today is how to save time on our prep for salads, for using lettuce in our meals, and how to save money. Because let's face it, nobody wants to use 1 tablespoon of tomato sauce from a can that holds, 7 or 8 tablespoons. So here's a way to save time, save money. This is Ted Rogers. I hope this has been helpful on History by the Plate.